first and 10 on the 12. Again, Houston. He's got a hole. He's over. Alabama touchdown.
I'm just wondering if your listeners know how good a football player you were. I can still see you playing that fullback, knocking those players out of the way. And I think I could have run behind you.
Martin, I can remember when we played the center, and you were playing fullback up there. And I saw you in the weight room and watched the workout in the weight room. If you can pick up, you were strong enough to pick up the whole weight room. I wanted to fix it, and I ran back to the take biggest mistake we ever made.
The Martin Houston Show with national championship winning fullback Martin Houston, giving you 1 hour of intense, hard-hitting analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9. It is a beautiful Friday morning, and it is game day eve. That's Alabama 1's annual Golden Flakes A-Day game is upon us. So tomorrow we'll get the first preview of the 2022 edition of the University of Alabama Crimson Tide football team. Are you excited about that? Looking forward to great conversation this morning. I want to have a lot of things to get to, so we'll try to move through them pretty quick. We're going to give a thank you here in just a moment to Wilbur Jackson and John Mitchell, who are being honored on tomorrow. Also, we got the spring awards list predictions. Looking for, hey, if you have a bold prediction about tomorrow's game, you can call us and tell us about that. Also, Nick Saban said something about packages for outside linebackers yesterday. He said we may have them all on the field, so we'll get that audio. He also said something, I think, that may indicate that he's not finished with roster management. So where does Nick Saban go in terms of roster management? And last but not least, I'm going to give you a shout out and invite you to join Harvest Church on Resurrection Sunday and this Sunday. So lots going on as we do each and every day. I want to remind you that this is a day that the Lord has made. So take some time today to rejoice in it and notice someone, love someone, serve someone. Be the difference you want to see in the world today. In other words, do something good on this Good Friday, a day that started something that changed the world in terms of the arrest and ultimate death and ultimate resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So go out and do that and be good to someone today and every day, actually, is what I encourage you to do. But hey, listen, we got X who will be joining us in just a moment, X of X's and O Sports. And we want to remind you that you can join he and I and Joe on the phone lines, the Alabama One hotline at 205-342-9904. That's the Alabama One hotline, 205-342-9904. Good morning, X. How you doing, sir?
Good morning. Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. I have to start things off by giving a shout out to two guys who went a long way to making things possible for me to even be doing this a radio show, and that's Wilbur Jackson and John Mitchell, who will be honored and have plaques added to the Walk of Champions on tomorrow. So kudos and congratulations to those gentlemen. They're both 70 years old, both native Alabamians. But just to give you a little bit on each one of those guys, in 1970, Wilbur Jackson made history by becoming the first African-American scholarship student athlete on the Crimson Tide football team. And a year later, Mitchell cemented himself in the record books as the first African American to play in a varsity game. So they were the first two scholarship and players. Jackson, the native of Ozark, went on to earn all SEC honors and was captain of the 1973 National Championship team, drafted by the 49ers in 74, and played 9 years professionally and ended up closing out his career with the one of the Washington Redskins Super Bowl championship teams. And he was inducted into the Alabama Football Hall of Fame in 2007. Mitchell actually was not recruited straight out of high school, transferred into Alabama after an All-American career at Eastern Arizona Junior College, and then he joined Alabama. He's a Mobile native, and he was All-American, All-SEC, and team captain. He also had another first. He was the first African-American to coach on the Paul Bear Bryant, on the Alabama staff, joined the staff in 73. And then, of course, he's had a really, really awesome career in the coaching professions, coached with Nick Saban with the Cleveland Browns, but also coached in a couple of Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in 2009, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. I look at those two guys, man, and to and say thank you. It's hard to believe that that's when I was born. So 1970, in my lifetime, you think about where things have come, and I know that we still have work to do and things like that, but I also tell people we need to make sure that we recognize where progress has been made. And so thank you to those guys for they didn't just open the doors here at Alabama. I think that opened doors all across because people looked Xavier at the University of Alabama. And Coach Bryant was so influential. And when he broke the barrier, I think that led the way for the rest of the South to embrace it. It wasn't an easy choice or decision, but would you agree that probably until Nick Saban, his integration of the University of Alabama football, allowing Black athletes, African American athletes, to be recruited. Now there was other athletes on the team. These two guys weren't the first Black players to be at the university. They were the first scholarship and varsity players. I want to make sure there was a couple other guys that had walked on before, but that's why they're being honored. But it led to the greatest decade of college football before Coach Saban, probably in the history of college football, with the dominance Alabama had in the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it and the path that they laid out, being trailblazers, and it's kind of hard for me to fathom because, of course, in my lifetime, that's all I've known is Black athletes being able to play, you being able to play. But to really stop and think, you were a part of the 18th class to ever sign a Black scholarship football player.
Yep.
So when you stop and think of it from that aspect, that myself at 30, just short of 31, you're talking about I've spent my lifetime takes up 60% of when Black athletes have been allowed to play at Alabama.
Yeah.
And those guys being able to set that path and pave the way for, you think of all the athletes that have followed them, from Heisman Trophy winners to national champions, All-Americans, guys that are now in the Hall of Fame. They're the one that set that in motion.
Yeah, kind of crazy thing. And technically, I think I'd be the 19th class because 70 is the year that he signed, and then 88 was the year that I signed. So got a couple people calling in. X, let's go ahead and try to get a couple of those. First of all, Alan, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
I'm gonna give you a pass today. Today is your pass day on the support there.
Hey, listen. I do have some good news though, probably, Alan.
Oh, he's gone?
No, he's not gone, Alan. He's not gone. But they had 10 coaches, 8 got extensions. Okay, one has 3 years left, and one has a 1-year deal and no extension and no raise. So that's Bill O'Brien didn't get an extension and didn't get a raise. So, and he doesn't have but this year left on his contract. So, I mean, I'm working on it.
Hey, so you are playing yourself.
Yeah. What's up, man?
It's a little bit different. I saw yesterday, I'm from the same area of Mike Davis, and
Mm.
I saw Fred Burns just hit the portal. You think Alabama has a chance of getting it, or does Alabama even want it?
You talking about the basketball player, Mike?
Correct.
I had not seen that. I have to look at it and
Yeah.
where does he play at?
He's the starting coordination up there in Detroit, Mercer.
Okay.
He broke all kind of records. He broke Steph Curry's record for 3-pointers as a freshman. I think his average is like 23 points a game.
Okay, I have not heard, but I mean, it would not be a surprise. I'll check on it and see if we can do a little research on it. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. So Mike Davis, of course, from right over there in the Gordo area, big time.
Yeah, he's from Fayette.
Yeah, I said Gord Fayette, but yeah, man, he has been of course, great guy here at Alabama. It'd be great to have his son come be a part of the program. So we'll keep a check on that.
Well, y'all have a good day, and thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, and thanks for that insight. All right, coming back on the other side, we will get to a couple callers. We'll start with talking about our list of 8A award winners potentially. Nick Saban also talked about that outside linebacker package. Did that get you exciting? He also talked about improving the team, and Curtis Lewis saying Saban is going to get Harrell from Louisville, and JoJo Earl has dropped several balls in practice, so he might be feeling the pressure. Hey, is Nick Saban done with the portal? Don't know. We can talk about that, and we definitely going to talk about the spring awards, who we think might get them after this 8A game. That conversation and more happening right here on the Martin Houston Show. You can be a part of it.
100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, everything pretty quiet on the roadways as we kick off our Good Friday morning. Hope you have a great day. If you do see conditions, give me a call, 205-886-8886. Hey, nobody does it like Townsend Nissan. They're fair, fast, with a family fun environment. They do it right. Go see them. I'm Captain Ray.
Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Relax and recharge with all your buddies while you watch all your favorite games at R&R Cigars. They have a large walk-in humidor with a great selection of name brand cigars for all flavor profiles and taste preferences. R&R Cigars is Tuscaloosa's only whiskey bar and several big screen TVs to watch your favorite team with theater seating and Wi-Fi. So if you're looking for the ultimate venue to watch all your favorite sports, stop by R&R Cigars on 6th Street in Tuscaloosa and next to Winn-Dixie on McFarland Boulevard in Northport.
Circle up, team. We've got status.
Evelyn's marketing consultancy client roster is skyrocketing.
Okay, so this week is a biggie. We've got the pitch and 3 client meetings.
She needs another analyst before her team's free time plummets.
Who's running the competitive analysis on fruit snacks?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At BMW of Tuscaloosa, the complete lineup of the ultimate driving machine is at the heart of everything we do. But we're also much more. We're your go-to dealer for high-quality, dependable used cars, trucks, and SUVs, and your go-to dealer for quick, easy financing. Incomparable BMWs? We've got them. Quality used vehicles? We've got them. Affordable payment plans? We've got them. BMW of Tuscaloosa's commitment to you in 22 is to be your go-to auto dealer. Skyland Boulevard, Tuscaloosa.
See America in your new Burton Campers RV. Be certain with Burton. Burton Campers at exit 231 on I-65 in Calera. Nobody sells RVs for less.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A big warm up today, lots of sunshine, a high near 80. Clouds move in tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms after midnight, below 61. For tomorrow and Sunday, a few passing showers both days, maybe a thunderstorm in spots. Highs between 73 and 76. I'm James Spann of the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 46 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Scott Smith and Sophomart Design, doing business for 17 plus years, specializing in graphic design services, commercial printing, promotional products, advertising specialties, and so much more. Basically, any and everything you would need to advertise, promote, and grow your business. Through strong partnerships, strong customer service, and creative ideas, they'll help you market and grow your business. Give Scott a call at 205-292-4680 or email scottis@comcast.net and visit them online at sophmartdesign.com.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904. Or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Look, I think, spring ball is a time where you try to develop your team. Obviously, we're going to have several guys that aren't going to play in the spring game, which could have a huge impact on, what kind of team we really have next year. But I think the biggest thing is to be able to see the experience and growth of the players who are involved in the spring game. And to find out how many guys on our team can really play winning football, and also to be able to evaluate where guys are in a game-like situation. So it doesn't really matter, this is just a part of the process of what we're going through to develop our team. It may contribute to changes we feel like we have to make, whether it's schematically or personnel-wise. It may contribute to things that we want to do in the summer to strengthen an individual or an individual position, or give us an indication of where we may need to try to improve our personnel. So I think it's all of the above, but it's not, it's just the beginning. It's not the end point of where you are, or it's where you are and what you have to do to get where you want to go.
Nick Saban talking about how you judge a successful spring game. And I remember Coach Stallings' answer was a little simpler than that, but I think it was the same point if you're able to do it. And his thing was, Xavier, trying to find that first 22. If you could find two deep on each side, that was even better. But you wanted to know who that first 11. Of course, Nick Saban starting off by saying certain guys not going to be out there, so that will make this team better next year. But it would be great to see 11 guys that could all play winning football on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, regardless of who's injured or not.
Yeah, without a doubt, you want to go out there and give the best that you can give and get the best performance from the guys, because who knows where some of these guys are injured and out, that guy behind them can make a name for himself and make it to where the coaches trust him in certain situations if needed during the course of the season.
Absolutely great time for young guys. Got a couple calls I want to get to before we get into the spring list, but let's get to that. Pat, you're in with the Martin Houston Show on the Alabama One hotline. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning, Martin. Good morning, X. Hey, X, can you help me out? How do you pronounce the name of our new linebacker? Oh, I mean, can we recruit a Martin or an Xavier? I mean, your name's tough, but it's not as hard as this one. Can you help me out?
Yeah.
I have not seen the pronunciation of his name yet, but I'll say this.
Okay.
Last time we got a guy from Eufaula, he ended up being pretty good for us, so I'll take it.
Yanzi Pierre.
Yanzi.
Yeah. H is
Hey,
silent and the A is silent, I guess. Yeah.
okay. Hey, Leslie, if he can play, we'll just call him Tank. And, we'll give him a nickname. There you go, Martin.
Yeah.
But Martin, who be you most interested in seeing Saturday? Oh, that are you more interested in our outside linebacker group, or that we have, or are you more interested in seeing what these running backs can do and how they can catch the ball out of the backfield?
I actually want to watch the big hog mollies in the trenches. I think if we have an offensive line that can protect Bryce Young on the edges and and improve run blocking, then we have the talent at running back uh, to get the job done. We got the talent, of course, at quarterback, and I think that will give time for the wide receivers to catch up. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I think the defensive line, Pat, holds the key to whether or not our defense is going to be great, like elite, or if it's just going to be a really good defense. If they don't get push and they're not able to help maintain the run game, then those edge rushers actually, because they're so good, I think could end up hurting us in terms of escapability from the pocket for the quarterbacks if the D line can't do it. So thanks, Pat. Appreciate it, man. You going?
Hey, one thing, real quick. I'm hearing that this Terrell kid that we're recruiting at wide receiver, that this guy, if he's even, he's leaving. That does he possess that kind of speed, Martin?
Well, I mean, I don't care if it's a. They say he's unofficially ran a 4.19, official 4.21. I don't care if it's a 4.29 or 4.3. Yeah, he's that fast. If he's running that fast, I don't care. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Williams wasn't a 4.3. I mean, wasn't a 4.2. So that tells you just how fast this guy is. So yeah,
Okay.
yes, he
That if he's even, he's leaving.
Do you remember when Bo Jackson played, Pat?
Absolutely.
In Pat, he didn't even have to be even to leave you. You could have the angle on Bo Jackson and think you have him, and he would run by you. So that's that.
But the pain of tackling Bo Jackson was excruciating. People didn't actually want to tackle him.
Yeah, no. But if you wanted to tackle him, it was going to be from the side. You definitely didn't want. You definitely didn't want to hit him head on. So, all right, Pat, appreciate you, man.
Have a blessed day, Martin.
All right, let's go to Chuck from Louisiana. Chuck, you with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Just calling. Good morning, you all, and good Friday.
Good morning.
Calling, it's great to hear about Wilbur Jackson and John Mitchell being honored, and just even they're receiving their flowers while they're still with us, and it's interesting. You talking about those guys. John Mitchell, by the way, his high school coach lived 60 miles east of me in my father's hometown, Toulouse, Louisiana, where he retired from coaching in Toulouse, Louisiana. He coached at McCall. Levi Washington, his son, when he's talking about Bo Jackson's son, played at Auburn, who's quarterback, Pat Washington. And yeah, he coached John Mitchell at Williamson High School in Mobile. And by the way, Coach Washington played for Eddie Robinson, legendary Eddie Robinson at Grambling.
Okay.
And he played baseball with Hank Aaron. But John Mitchell, I'm give you a quick story about John Mitchell. He told the story, and Coach Dice told the story as well. Talking about when John Mitchell was coming out of JUCO in Arizona. And he was going to the University of Southern California. But what happened, he hadn't crossed his T's, and I think that Coach Bryant found out that he was still available, and said I think he told that Coach Bryant told Coach Dice that the automobile to get John Mitchell said
If you don't,
if you don't come back, you have a job here.
yeah,
Yeah, they both told that story, and
yeah.
I don't know, Coach Dye has passed on, but it was funny hearing that story. But look at what happened. Look at the history it was made. But I just wanted to point that out that John Mitchell's high school coaches. We know Levi Washington quite well. And by the way, at Williamson High, they have each year at a football game they have a classic is named after Coach Washington. I think he's in he's in the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame in Alabama.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's in the Hall of Fame, but on that other side of that story, Chuck, I've heard the story told, like he told me, if you don't come back with Mitchell, you don't come back. So yeah. So, all right, thanks Chuck for that info. You have. All right, have a good one, man. All right, and once again, thank you to those guys. What a great opportunity they presented for so many to come after them. Curtis Moore the second said, "I'm rubbing my hands on that outside linebacker package that Saban was talking about with Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, Chris Braswell, and hey, it could be even Jeremy Alexander could be on the field. It could be 4 of them. It could be 5 of them. I mean, we got Quindarius Robinson. There's like those 3, but there's about 6 guys in that outside linebacker room that I think is going to be like just something special. So, hey, Joe, do you have that comment? I mean, not that comment, but that what you call it when the audio when he made that statement?
But they got to fit a position. I think the depth helps. You can rotate players. We have a couple of packages where we put all those guys in the game. So, the goal is to get the best players on the field the best way we can, but they all have to fit a role in a game as well.
Woo! I mean, I said that you could see, Will Anderson jump down inside a little bit. There's do you think it's 3 or 4 at one time?
I will for sure say 3, and of course that'll be Anderson, Turner, and Braswell. But because of in the future, I would like to see maybe like a Jahad Campbell because he has the ability to play inside and out. Potentially having him out there as well as that 4th guy that has that pass rush ability.
And don't forget, I think we forget just how big Jeremy Alexander is. Will Anderson 6'4", 243. Jeremy Alexander is 6'2", 258. So don't be surprised if he's not one of them that can't get down in there and create some speed mismatches on the interior. So that'll be fun to watch. Hey, coming back on the other side, I'll give you a chance, listeners out there, to be thinking about it if you want to add to the conversation. But some of the awards that we're going to talk about on the other side, the Leroy Jordan Headhunter Award, Jerry Duncan, I Like to Practice Award, Billy Neighbors Defensive Lineman Award, Paul Green Offensive Lineman, Bobby Jones Defensive Back Award, Johnny Musso Offensive Back Award, just to name a few. There's a lot more. We may not get to them all, but we'll start working on that list on the other side. You stay tuned for more conversation right here on the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9. Want to invite you to go over to Penny Profit Dry Cleaning, home of the $389 per garment dry cleaning. That's right, all garments $389 per garment. You can also get your shirts laundered for $225. And if you tell them that you heard about them right here on the Martin Houston Show, you can get that drop down another few pennies there. $199. That's right, under $2 per garment. It's 2730 Stillman Boulevard. Go by there by 8 o'clock. Hey, listen, it's Easter Sunday. Some of y'all like to dress up. You need to get that stuff ready and head that way right now. Get there, be ready, get there by 8, get that same day service. That's Penny Profit Dry Cleaning on 2730 Stillman Boulevard. Come back on the other side. We're going to talk about these spring awards and predict who we think may get some of them.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, Overflow Express Wash. Their mission is to provide great customer service with a showroom clean car and an exceptional customer service experience. They have the basic car wash that starts at $7, but you need to check out the premium wash packages, which start as low as $12 and go up to $20. They also have a membership wash club that you can get for starting at $23.99, going up to $39.99. In other words, just double the regular premium package, drop a penny, and you can be one of the great members of Overflow Express Wash. My family and I keep our cars looking good inside and out by using Overflow Express Wash. They're located on Skyland Boulevard, right next door to Alabama 1, or you can find them online at overflowexpresswash.com. Andy Phillips and his team look forward to making you a part of their team.
Your business has a story to tell. Let Fast Signs help you tell it using the right mix of visual communication solutions like signs, banners, digital displays, vehicle graphics, mobile marketing, and so much more. Give Fast Signs your business challenge, and they'll come up with a plan to grow your business, reach more customers, and accomplish more than you ever thought possible. Fast Signs. More than fast, more than signs. Visit Fast Signs at their new location just past Tuscaloosa Ford on the left. Locally owned and operated by Milton and Gina Chancellor.
I can go from 0 to 60 way too fast.
With the new electric vehicle owners, we're having so much fun.
20 or 30 years ago, I owned a gas sports car, and this car is much quicker.
It's a great, fun car to drive. When you put your foot on the accelerator, it just goes.
They're fun, they're fast, they're efficient. Visit driveelectricalabama.com to learn how you can start having fun driving an electric vehicle.
Sponsored by the Alabama Clean Fuels Coalition, the ABA, and this station. Longer days, warmer weather. This is the time of year you need to be enjoying life without joint pain. Hey, it's Gary here. It's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is helping people here and all over America get real lasting pain relief. They use highly concentrated, cutting-edge natural biologic treatments that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue, getting to the root of the pain. It's life-changing. You can get back to moving like you used to with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. If you have nagging pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or back, and you're done with steroids and pain meds, call QC Kinetics. And if they're telling you surgery is your next option, don't do it. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation and free second opinion. Learn more about these amazing natural biologic treatments. Enjoy this time of year doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics, 205-686-1941. That's 205-686-1941. 205-686-1941. Tuscaloosa and Birmingham.
David called the process. John Maxwell said that everything rises and falls on it. And Coach Wooden said it's what you learn after you think you know it all that makes the difference. What am I talking about? Leadership and personal development. Is your organization, your school, your church, your family, are they receiving the proper level of leadership development and personal development? If not, the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring can help you with that. We have our pep talks, which is a 1 to 1.5 hour lunch and learn, which we can customize to meet your needs, or we have some topics that we present that we know can help your organization. And if you're looking for one-on-one mentoring and coaching, we can also assist you with that. Visit peptalks35.com. That's peptalks35.com, or send an email to martin@martinhouston.org. That's the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Middle linebacker, does that mean inside linebacker of the year or outside?
Guys that are filling their spot.
Yeah, well, I think, the most important thing when you're playing inside linebacker is you got to be a really instinctive player. Because, you're not a one key player. You're seeing the guard play, the backfield action,
you're seeing a multiple of probably 4 or 5 things. So being able to respond and react to those things quickly and get in the right position relative to the run fit or, the pass defense or blitz that we're playing. So I think, being instinctive is really, really important. And you got to be able to take on blocks. You got to be a good tackler, and you got to be able to play in space, which means you got to be a pretty good athlete to change direction. And when you do play pass defense, be able to make tackles in space. So I would think those are probably some of the critical factors that we always look for.
That's Nick Saban talking about the linebacker position. Of course, Nick Saban being funny with the young man because sometimes when you're a reporter, don't try to be too technical, Joe, right? Just ask a question. Don't give Saban a chance to kind of dumb you down when he asked him, tried to use that technical name. Just say, hey, inside linebacker coach, who's going to replace Christian Harris? So, but anyway, speaking of that real quick, guys, 2 awards these tend to go to the linebacker, but doesn't have to. One, of course, is the Woodrow Lowe Linebacker Award. Last year, Christian Harris and Chris Allen won it. And then, to me, probably my favorite award of the day, just by name, based on name, is the Leroy Jordan Headhunter Award. Y'all want to guess who got it last year?
One Will Anderson Jr.
Yep, and Brian Robinson. So, Headhunter Award. That was 2 of the tough guys. So, who do you guys think gonna walk? What linebacker or player do you think is gonna walk away with the Headhunter Award, or the linebacker?
It'd be hard to bet against Will again, but maybe a Dallas Turner. Maybe that's the projection, the step that he's taking, and becoming that second threat off of the edge.
Do you think about our offense? We look like we got a really good offense, but do you see a headhunter over there? Anybody that just jumps, that just kind of jumps out at you? I just thought about that when I was got ready to answer that question. Joe, you got anybody you want to throw in there as potential candidates for the Headhunter Award and the Inside Linebacker Award?
Yeah, Deontay Lawson's gonna win them both.
So I think that's who you think is ultimately going to be our other inside linebacker, right? Because you always mention his name anytime we talk about inside linebackers.
Yeah, I do. I mean, as much as we love what Jalen Moody brings to the table, I think that Deontay Lawson's going to surpass him.
Well, I mean, like I said, I saw the kid play in high school and saw him more on film than in person, but did see him in person. And we have some studs, guys, at that linebacker position, inside linebacker position. I mean, when you start looking at Lawson and Toa from that side, then you have Des Moines Kennedy, Blackshire. Sean Murphy is supposed to be legit. So there's what was once a weakness in scarce in talent is probably our top to bottom, if you take both groups, inside and outside, possibly our most talented group in terms of just pure quantity. So, hey, let's go to Joey. Joey, you're in with the Martin Houston Show with X's and O's, Xavier Houston on the Alabama One Hotline. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, Martin, I got a moment, but I haven't heard anybody talking about Alabama running backs. Now, I know they're talking about Gibbs, but he's a transfer we've not seen. But whatever, I mean, I know Wheaton left, but what happened to McClellan and Will Williams? How's their recovery? How's Sanders' recovery? I mean, if you could speak to that, more on the inside. I appreciate it.
Well,
after you talk, I don't have any questions. I just wanted to hear more about those guys.
Yeah.
How they're off.
Well, without a doubt, of course, they've had black jerseys on the entire spring, which I wasn't expecting. No one was expecting them to even be able to participate. They're not fully recovered, but they're way ahead of schedule, which has to make Nick Saban feel really good, Joey, because you didn't go through the whole spring without seeing them at least making strides to come back. Um, as far as from Trey Sanders, people seem to be saying that whatever that, he didn't really have a hitch. I call it a hesitation last year when he ran the ball. Sometimes it seemed like he was hesitant. When he was explosive, he looked really good last year. They seem to think that he's got that back, and I would not be surprised if Trey is not the guy that the people have to get off the field with that first group by this fall if he continues to progress like he did from the end of the season to spring to summer. So that's really good news for Alabama. And Miller, who's a freshman, has shown himself well as a running back, as a young guy. And the Emmanuel Henderson, when he comes, he's going to be just another dynamic weapon. Look for, you remember how Kiffin used Kenyon Drake in the receiving game as well? I think that's what Emmanuel's going to bring to the table. X, you have any comments on that?
No, I mean, I pretty much agree with how Henderson is going to be used from what I've heard. Miller has shown himself well. Of course, we expect great things out of Gibbs, and Trey seems to finally be getting back to what we all wanted. Let's just hope he can continue it and translate it when it gets into live action.
You got anything else for us, Joey?
No, I didn't know that McClellan and Williams were wearing black shirts. And again, everybody's talked about the offensive line. I got confidence in Saban and the new coach. I think everybody will be surprised.
Yeah.
But I went what was going on back there because, some had left and Sanders get his confidence that, to forget that injury.
Yeah, they're both expected to be back. So I don't know how much they did this spring, but they're both expected to be back full bore, which is good news for Alabama football.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Mark.
Thanks, Joey. All right. That's interesting conversation. Let's hit a couple of these guys, a couple of these awards. Who you got getting the defensive lineman, Billy Neighbors Defensive Lineman Award? Who you think may be a candidate for that?
I think this might be a wild card, might not be, but I think Jaheim Otis is going to get it with what he's been able to do throughout the course of the off season and through spring practice. From everything I've heard, the losing weight, showing explosiveness, just being really dynamic at his size.
Yeah, and when you start talking about he Saban, I think that's who Saban was talking about, learning to strike from a defensive line position standpoint. Joe, you got a candidate on that one?
I'll go with Tim Smith just to keep the dice rolling. I think that he's due for a big season coming in 2022.
Yeah, he showed some brilliant flashes as a freshman, showed some consistency last year. Be interesting to see him. What about the offensive lineman? Who's going to walk away with the Paul Crane Offensive Lineman Award?
Well, I'll go with Seth McLaughlin. He just seems like a nasty offensive lineman who does things the right way.
That was my choice as well. But to switch it up, I'll go J.C. Latham stepping it up and locking down one of those tackle spots.
I'm going to put last year's winners was Evan Neal and Chris Owens. So I'm going to put Javion Cohen on the list as well. So defensive back, who you got? Bobby Jones Defensive Back Award.
The easy cop-out answer would be Eli Ricks, but I'm going to say it will be Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Okay. Joe, who you got?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Brian Branch. I think I've heard a lot about him having a strong spring.
I'm gonna put it in one of those safety guys as well. I think our corners are going to be really good. So it's possible that you could have a corner and a safety. I'm gonna go. Battle's gonna repeat. He won it last year, and they picked two guys. So you guys probably Kool-Aid or I'm gonna go with Kool-Aid and Battle. So the offensive back award last year was Jace McClellan and Wardell Williams. No, they will not be repeating. Who you got there?
Not a lot of options.
Probably be both of the guys. Yeah, probably so. That one seems kind of easy. That's who you got too, Joe.
Yeah, but he's going to be traded just for his hard work.
Yep. All right, Ray Perkins Receiver Award. Last year was Javon Baker and Jaleel Billingsley. Both of those guys gone. Who you got?
Aaron Anderson.
Like that. Like the Aaron Anderson. What about you, Joe?
Oh, yeah, Aaron Anderson and Kendrick Law probably got the most buzz. Let's see. I'll go with what's her. I'll go with shoot. I guess I got to go with Aaron Anderson. I was going to say JoJo Earl, but he didn't play with drops. I guess Aaron Anderson is the pick.
I say Aaron Anderson and Burton. All right. Let me see. Ozzie Newsome, most improved freshman. I think we probably named the guy. I think is going to get that, but Latham.
Yeah, probably Anderson.
I'm going to say no. It's the guy that had to be on the team last year.
Oh, had to be on the team last year. Dallas Turner.
Wow, if he improves, if he gets it, and I say Latham, who you got, Joe? Maybe.
I'm gonna say I'll say is Deontay Lawson a candidate?
Yes, yeah, I think yeah. I mean I was expecting you to say that's what I was expecting you to say. So yes, Lawson is a candidate. And Curtis Lewis going along with us. He has Burrows on the defensive line, McLaughlin on the offensive line. So there we go. There. Now this is the best award given. No, actually, I won this award. Was honored to win this award, but Sylvester Croom Commitment to Excellence Award. Let me give you the last guys to win it: LeBron Ray, Will Reichert, and Bryce Young. That's who won it last year.
Dude, this. I'll say Bryce again. I'll say Will, and if I was to give a third,
I'm gonna give Toa.
I like that.
I'm gonna give Toa. Who you got? Anybody, Joe?
I like Bryce. I like Kendall Randolph, and I like Jalen Moody.
Oh man, home run. You might. Wow. Yeah. And if they don't get that one, they're gonna get the Mount Moore Leadership Award, Joe. I think you nailed. You picked those winners. Will be one of those two. We got the most improved, not freshman, but player overall. Who you got?
Most improved player overall.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It can be a bunch of guys that ironically, think about this. Cameron Latou got it last year. Think about what he did. Seth McLaughlin got it, even though he wasn't a starter, but ended up starting by the end of the year. Jalen Armour Davis and Brian Branch, DeMarco Helms, and Banks, and that were the other people that got that last year.
Okay. If Lawson ends up being a starter, it'll be him. You can go Lawson. You can go Moody. Probably you can go. You can probably go Cohen on the offensive line.
All right.
I like
Who you got, Joe?
I like Chris Braswell as a candidate for sure. I like Dallas Turner. I think both. He's talked a lot about the edge rushers. I think improvement behind Will Anderson has probably been really high.
Yeah, do you think Kool-Aid is a possible candidate just coming off of a freshman year and now understanding the game more? Yeah, he could be a possibility. Yeah. Yep. Now this is the MVP. Y'all know who the MVP of last year's spring game was?
Bryce Young.
Nope. Isn't that a surprise? Jamarian Latham, the defensive lineman from Reform. What if he improved? If he was that good last year, could he improve? Could he be a sleeper in that defensive line that pushes for some playing time? He was the MVP last year. Who you got as overall MVP this year?
And this is just from spring practice, not the game.
Well, I'm sorry. There's two MVP guys. I'm sorry. This is the Dwight Stevenson Award. There's two MVPs, and that's why y'all were right on Bryce Young. I just hadn't got to that one. He won the Dixie Howell Memorial Award.
Okay. So this one is like for spring practice.
No, spring game. No, this is game. Both of them are game.
Okay.
Come on now.
I will go.
Yeah.
God. It's hard not to go Bryce again.
Well, he could.
You know what? I'm going to say Jalen Milroe.
Okay. Who you got, Joe? On either one. Either one.
I'll say Jermaine Burton.
Burton. I like that. I like that. Based on how much they let Will play, it could be Will. But Saban did talk about sometimes players can be disruptive and don't allow you to really see what's happening. Will may be that guy. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce Young had a repeat, without a doubt. But I would like to see a defensive player get it. They'll probably have one on defense, one on offense. So I'm going to say Jamar Gibbs, just because of the way they're going to use him. And let's go. Hey, I don't know. Let's move on from. I'll pick that in a moment. Let's just go straight to through here. Dog, who could be the other from? I'm gonna say Kool-Aid, man. I'm gonna say Kool-Aid. We'll move on from there. Who y'all got winning it? Will it be Bryce Young and the second defense, or will it be Will Anderson and the second offense?
Will Anderson
second offense.
Do what now?
Second offense
And the first defense. What did you say, Joe?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to be the second offense with Milroe and with Will Anderson playing on defense.
Yeah, so in a game like this, guys, it's always kind of funny what you end up seeing, what you want to see. Will you feel better if our offense, if Bryce and company have a lot of success, or better if the defense has more success and the offense struggles a little?
I always think the defense should be better coming out of spring than the offense.
Okay. Well, hey, it's here, man. Gonna be a big day tomorrow. Hopefully you'll get a chance to go or at least watch it on television. That's the spring game, Alabama 8A game. We got twos. I'm gonna say the offense, Bryce Young and company, has enough success to get the job done. So they're gonna be eating steak while Will Anderson and crew eats beanie weenie. So we'll see. Hey, listen, I want to invite you to join us this Sunday at Harvest Church at 10 a.m. for Resurrection Sunday, or as you better know it, Easter Sunday. We'd love to have you. You're always welcome any and every Sunday, but especially this Sunday. And also, if you want to get up early, join me for a sunrise service off of Rose Boulevard, just past County High School, up on the hill on the right where the cross sits in the corner on Tom Montgomery Road. Love to have you at 6 o'clock there. Hey, I'm Martin Houston. That's X's and O's, Xavier Houston. That's Joe Gaither behind the glass. Thanks to all the callers, listeners, viewers, and chatters for being a part of the program. I'm Martin Houston, wishing you a happy Easter, Resurrection weekend, and Sunday. And remember this, trust in the Lord always. Lean not your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Roll Tide, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9.
Thanks, Joe. Have a great one, man.
Tide 100.